Many people think I'm Polish, and obviously I am. That's the flag that's in my HLTV page, the flag that I bring out on stage. But for most of my life, I actually grew up in Northern Ireland. My name is Kamil Szkaradek, and I was born in Poland. I lived in my birth town for around 6 years. For my parents, it was not the easiest to stick around and provide me anything that I was needed. So they made a decision to move out and have a better opportunity for us children at that time.
Wyjeżdżając zostawiliśmy ogólnie całą rodzinę, wszystkich przyjaciół.
It was just a better job opportunity that would ease our financial situation, you could say.
No i wyjechaliśmy do Irlandii.
Tata pojechał pierwszy. Ja zostałam z dziećmi.
No nie było łatwo. Nie było łatwo. Nowy kraj, nowy język. Trzeba było zaczynać wszystko od początku.
At the beginning, for my parents in Northern Ireland, it was not the easiest times. Obviously, the language barrier. I was also very young. I was 6 years old. My older brother was 8.
Kamil nie bardzo chciał, jak zawsze, chodzić do szkoły, bo te pierwsze jego dni w szkole były płaczliwe. Też trzeba było go zaprowadzać.
Kamil always complained that he had to walk to school, so my mother had to take us all the time. It was hard at the start, yeah. But whenever I came here, I started reading the dictionary myself, just to catch up. He was always good at everything. He always had his head screwed on, and not minding what subject, he always took it seriously. But Kamil was always a good kid. He was always a good kid. No one really said a bad words to him. I put that sign up there. My principal came over and said, "Oh, it's good to see you done something with yourself." He used to be a very shy person. I was always outgoing, forward. I was always talking to people. He would be a very shy person.
As time went on, we learned English and we started helping out our parents a lot more with small things like doctor's appointments or translating or communicating with other people. So we were there always to help the parents.
Wy na początku nie byliście za tym, żebym ja tak dużo grał. Dopiero po jakimś czasie się zorientowaliście.
No nie, no to jak który rodzic byłby zadowolony, jak
Zawsze było mówione, nie pozwalaj dziecku siedzieć tak długo na komputerze.
Tak.
Idź na podwórko, idź pograć w piłkę.
Chodź, pomożesz mi umyć auto. Chodź, skosimy trawnik. Nigdy ani ty, ani Dawid.
Tak.
Nasz w końcu nadszedł moment, że komputer wylądował przez okno na podwórku. Mój błąd, bo później za parę miesięcy...
Nie, to było za parę
miesiąc,
dni. Za parę dni musimy...
Za parę dni musiałem...
Kupować nowy.
No, musiałem wydać dużo pieniędzy na nowy.
He did fall in love with the game straight away. He always loved watching me play as well. That's when he got obsessed with the game.
To me, it was very fascinating how there's teams out there, there's players that are making a living out of something that they love. And that is just something that I really liked about this game, that it was able to give you an opportunity to do something you love in life. Even me, after playing for a few years already in Ireland, I didn't know that there was actually some players out there until a certain point where I met someone on Faceit. It turns out they were from Ireland as well, and then they introduced me to that. Oh, they have this small league that they play. There's this one tournament, one offline tournament that they go to once a year. Occasionally, I would play the Polish Pro League. I feel like I was not treated the best in terms of maybe people already created a certain image about me that was more on a negative side. The coach of Izakobors approached me one time. He didn't take into consideration the opinion that people had about me from the Polish community, and he just wanted to try me out anyways. We decided to go to boot camp with the team in Warsaw, and as the boot camp came to an end, it was during COVID time, so to fly back home for me, I had to take a COVID test. And although I was feeling good at that time, the COVID test still came back positive. My manager at that time, he decided that he would take me to my hometown, which is in Nissan. Every time my isolation ended, I tried to go home, so I went to do another test, and was doing a test, came back positive, doing a test, came back positive. So there was no luck for me going back home. Experiencing how the life is here, it brought me some memories from whenever I was a child, but also it showed me how developed the city became and how much I enjoyed being here actually. So
he kept on always talking about it, that in here it's not really much opportunities and people don't know what esport is. Protestants and Catholics here, you know, it was always, you know, they would burn cars in the middle of the roundabout and stuff like that. You know, police wouldn't even dare to come here. Even if you go to the beach, you can't even go for a swim because the water's so cold, it never heats up. Down in Poland, it's the people, the lifestyle, the culture, the opportunities, it's just way higher than what it is here.
Ku naszemu zdziwieniu przychodzi i mówi: tato, mamo, wyjeżdżam. Zawsze mówiliśmy, że jeżeli tak czujesz, zrób to.
I was at my grandparents' basement at the time. My agent contacted me. He explained to me that Mouz Sports was interested in me. It wasn't for the main team, it was for the academy team.
The first time I heard about Kamil was probably when I played FPLC with him. I think that we got matched in the lobby together. Instantly, we kind of had fun with each other, and I could sense there was some chemistry, so we started becoming pretty good friends from that point, actually.
Mouz came in and they said that they are looking for 2 spots on the team. One of it was an IGL and one of it was a lurk position. They also looked at my teammate Shane at that time in his course. So automatically I knew that Shane would go into the lurk position, and the only position that is left for me was the IGL. Me moving on to a full-time IGL leadership role, that I didn't see coming, but I knew I had to try it, and me becoming an extrovert was something that was happening during that period as well.
Our success started basically since the very beginning, I would say. Like when we first got in the server together to start practicing, when we played our first official, we actually had no practice at all. I remember it. We played against Entropic, I believe, and we won against them, and they were like top 30 at that time or 40. So I think instantly you could sense that we had a great team.
The Academy League, I think that was one of the biggest successes and the best thing that could happen to us at that time, actually. It just felt like we got the right experience at the right time. The whole point of the Academy team is that to build up a good foundation for the main team. As time went on, it finally happened that Torzi had an opportunity from the main team to join them. The coach, Cyclone, he also got an opportunity from the main team. After the coach, it was JDC that got promoted.
Kamil and me obviously at first felt a bit left out. It was kind of a sad but happy feeling for our teammates. I was happy for JDC, Torzi and Cyclone, of course, but I was also a bit sad for me and Kamil.
It came to a point where I had to make a decision of whether I want to continue and pursue reaching the main team, or do I take a side journey to pursue my dream somewhere else. And that somewhere else was GamerLegion.
I think that if he stayed a bit longer in NXT, he would have got promoted at some point, but I think that he made the right move to gain some experience in another team that plays more tier 1 events, you could say, and obviously he went on to go to a major final, so I was really happy for him.
On paper, when you look at the names, maybe it didn't look that strong, like who would actually think about these guys being an underdog? From the inside, it just felt to us like we were very good. Once you start thinking about those prizes, or you reach playoffs, or you reach the stage, then you start thinking a little bit differently. But suddenly we put our heads up and we are in the playoffs already.
Pierwszy turniej, na którym byliśmy, to był w Paryżu. Taki szok doznałam, kiedy spotkaliśmy się z Kamilem, a tam różni zawodnicy rozdawali autografy. Tutaj ochrona była. Ja tak stanęłam z boku i sobie myślę, jejku, gdzie ten mój syn jest? Ten mój mały taki, mało odważny syn poszedł tak do przodu, tak do świata.
We spoke really well in the team, and we stayed positive. We believed in every moment, basically, and that allowed us to reach the final.
To ja patrzę i mówię: Kamil, zobacz, tu idzie Karigan, tu idzie Simple. Tych zawodników, których Kamil zawsze uważał za najlepszych graczy na świecie, to się dzieje, to naprawdę się dzieje.
Now we reach a point where we again reach really good results in my team, and I have to again make a decision of what to pursue, what to continue with. Mouz came in and they said, you've done a really good job. We would like to continue with you moving forward. For me, it was again a very difficult situation because now I just did really good with my team, reached the final of a major, and then I look at Mouz and I see all my friends, all my the players that I grew up with. They are there waiting for me, and they are waiting for me to come back home and play with them.
I was a bit worried if he would come back or not in some way because they just made the major finals, and that was right after that we wanted him back.
Day one, it clicked again. It was just like I never left. The moment I joined TeamSpeak and I heard them speak, that is something I instantly thought to myself, like I missed this, you know, like I really missed this.
Good morning. Good morning.
I think that Kamil changed a lot from his time in GamerLegion. I mean, I think he became more mature. He wants to work, you know, like when we get to officials, like he always has the right mindset, I feel like, and he knows what he wants from us.
No Kamil zrobił bardzo duże osiągnięcie.
Strach do ludzi.
Strach do ludzi.
Jako introwertyk sytuacja odwróciła się nagle 180 stopni. Kamil teraz uwielbia przebywać z ludźmi. Można tak powiedzieć, prawdziwym mężczyzną. Z takiego małego chłopaka, młodego chłopaka, teraz widać, że jest taki męski.
Our accents are a bit different. He did used to have the same accent as me, or he still does, but he doesn't want to use it because he's scared that his teammates wouldn't understand him.
Każdy ogląda mecze, nawet jak
Babci, dziadki oglądają mecze.
inna strefa czasowa, to potrafią siedzieć w nocy przed telewizorem i oglądać każdy jeden mecz, nieważne o której godzinie.
The moment you start taking into consideration what others are saying and or the stigma or like the stereotypes, once you start thinking about those things, then you lose track of yourself. So I would say just continue being you.